In the heart of a vast and ancient forest, where silver leaves whispered secrets and golden streams sang lullabies, there lived a young girl named Lilian. She had hair like spun starlight and eyes the color of twilight. Lilian was no ordinary girl. She was born under the moon's brightest glow, gifted with the ability to summon light from her hands. But Lilian's gift often left her feeling isolated. Her parents had disappeared during a terrible storm years ago, and she had been raised by her distant Aunt Cora, who lived in a solitary tower on the edge of the forest. Aunt Cora was kind but stern, constantly reminding Lilian that she should focus on perfecting her powers and leave distractions, like her dreams of finding her parents, behind. One day, while practicing her light magic in the forest, Lilian stumbled upon a peculiar sight: a tiny fox with shimmering golden fur tangled in a bramble of black vines. Its eyes glistened with fear, and when it whimpered, the forest seemed to hold its breath. "Don't worry, little one," Lilian said softly, kneeling beside it. She summoned a warm, gentle glow from her hands, and the light unraveled the dark vines like threads of shadow. To her surprise, the fox stood upright on its hind legs and spoke, its voice clear and wise. "You have saved me, Lilian, and for that I owe you my gratitude. I am Fen, the guardian of the Heartwood Grove. But darkness has crept into the forest, and its source lies deep within the Veiled Hollow." Lilian tilted her head. "The Veiled Hollow? I've never heard of it." Fen nodded. "Few have. It is a place of ancient magic. But be warned, the journey will be perilous, and you cannot do it alone." Lilian hesitated. She had always relied on herself and her light, but the thought of a deeper, older magic intrigued her. "I'll go," she said firmly. Fen's eyes twinkled. "Good. But first, you must visit the reflection pool. It will show you who truly stands by you." The reflection pool was a serene, moonlit lake hidden deep in the forest. As Lilian approached its shimmering surface, she saw not her own reflection, but the faces of her parents. They smiled warmly, their eyes full of love. A tear slipped down her cheek. "I miss you so much," she whispered. To her astonishment, her reflection shifted, revealing Aunt Cora. She wasn't scolding or distant as Lilian often saw her, but embracing Lilian with a protective gaze. "She may not show it," Fen said gently, "but your aunt loves you dearly. You are not as alone as you think, Lilian. The bonds of family are always with you, even in the darkest times." With renewed determination, Lilian ventured into the Veiled Hollow. It was a place of shadow and whispers, where the air was thick with fear. At its center lay the Heartstone, a glowing crystal ensnared by dark, writhing roots. As Lilian approached, the shadows coiled around her, testing her resolve. They hissed doubts into her ears. "You're alone. No one cares for you. Why fight?" But Lilian closed her eyes and summoned the memory of her parents, of Aunt Cora's quiet love, and even of Fen's wise guidance. A warmth bloomed in her chest, spreading to her hands. Her light burst forth, pure and radiant, shattering the shadows and freeing the Heartstone. The forest sighed in relief, its colors brightening as the darkness dissolved. Fen appeared once more, bowing deeply. "You have saved not only the forest but yourself, Lilian. Never forget the strength that comes from those who love you." When Lilian returned to the tower, Aunt Cora met her at the door. For the first time, she embraced Lilian tightly. "I'm so proud of you," she said, her voice thick with emotion. And in that moment, Lilian realized the truth. Family wasn't just about those who were gone, but also about the ones who stayed, offering love in their own way. From that day forward, Lilian nurtured her bond with Aunt Cora, and the tower no longer felt so lonely. Together, they shared stories, laughter, and light, proving that family, whether near or far, was the brightest magic of all.